All right, welcome back. Second broadcast of the day. Did one this morning. The Howie Shanks League continues. So tonight we're going to have an interesting matchup. Both pitchers in tonight's game with an 0-1 record. So Lon Warnicki and Lady Baldwin. This is Arlington versus Cleveland. So without any further ado, let's get to the ballpark. And here we go. All right, here we are, Progressive Field for tonight's game between Arlington and Cleveland. Arlington has lost 5 straight, and 5 of their last 6. Lon Warnicki takes the mound for the Arlington Sharks. He's made 1 start in the year, and he's 0-1 with an earned run average of 4.50. This will be his first start against Cleveland, and he'll be opposed for Cleveland by Lady Baldwin. What a nickname, huh? 1 start in the year for him, and he is 0-1 with an earned run average of 4. This will be his first go against Arlington. At game time here in Cleveland, it's 57 degrees. The wind speed 6 miles per hour out to left. So the Arlington Sharks coming in a record of 1-5, and the Cleveland Wild Things, who won a game earlier today, 3-2. 3 wins, 2 losses. So here we go.
Play ball!
All right. So you have to bear with me as the Cleveland colors. Yeah, red on very dark blue, a little hard to see, but I'm going to do my best. All right, leading off. Well, first we'll do let's do the starting defense for the Cleveland Wild Things from left to right. Albert Bell in left, Willie Mays in center, Heavy Johnson in right, from first to third around the horn. Ted Kluszewski, who had a great game on the morning broadcast. Jackie Robinson at second, Robin Yount at short, Ken Boyer at third, Joe Mauer catching, and Lady Baldwin pitching. So leading it off here is right fielder Benny Koff, hitting 208 on the year. He has 2 runs batted in. Ready to get underway here at Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. I still like to call it the Jake, but it is what it is, right? All right, the 2-1 delivery from Lady Baldwin. Koff swings, and great play at second by Jackie Robinson. A diving stop and the toss on to Ted Kluszewski. Out number 1. Hannes Wagner. Wagner is hitting 280. No runs batted in yet for the Flying Dutchman. Lady Baldwin sets and fires. The 1-1. Wagner swings, base hit, left field. So Wagner aboard as Albert Bell gets that in from left field. Wagner always a threat to steal. 53 steals for Wagner last season. And here's Rogers Hornsby. Hornsby right now hitting 261, a home run, 2 runs batted in. Good lead off first by Hannes Wagner. Lady Baldwin deals, throws over, and Wagner back in plenty of time. Baldwin peers in, ready to deal to Rogers Hornsby. Wagner not going. Hornsby sends this one to shallow left, and Albert Bell camps under it and makes the catch. Wagner will get back to first. So 2 away here in the top of the first. And here's Hammer and Hank Greenberg. Left fielder off to a good start. He's hitting 318, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in for the great Hank Greenberg. And there is Robbie Wartburg, manager of the Arlington Sharks, the visiting team here tonight. Baldwin deals. The 1-0 delivery. And Greenberg hits this one a ton. Back at the wall and making a catch. at the corner on the track is Albert Bell. So Arlington, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played a half inning. It's Arlington nothing, and the Cleveland Wild Thing is coming to bat. And there's cousin Ken Castro in the ballpark, undoubtedly rolling up, or will be, or has been today, rolling up some the Bats roster. The original 16 franchises pre-expansion. All right, the Cleveland Wild Things, again in my first broadcast this morning, picking up a win. So kind of a doubleheader for them, a day-night doubleheader. Playing a different team now, of course, though. So Robin Yount, slow start for Yount. He's hitting 143. He does have a home run, RBI, so solo shot for him. Lon Warnicki, a 4.50 earned run average. He is 0-1. Also, as is Lady Baldwin. He's given up 2 dingers thus far. Walked 4, struck out 4. Let's look at the starting defense now for the Arlington Sharks from left to right. Hank Greenberg. So Hank Greenberg in left field. Interesting. Eric Davis in center. Benny Koff in right. Around the horn from first to third. Dave Orr, Rogers Hornsby, Hannes Wagner, Jimmy Williams, Salvador Perez, and pitching Lon Warnicki. So again, these beautiful cards done by Steve Tate. Look ye and be jealous. They're beautiful. Lon Warnicki set to deal now to Robin Yount. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Yount swings on this fastball, and this one going all the way to the corner for extra bases. Hank Greenberg giving chase. And the strong throw to Hornsby. Hornsby with the tag, and Yount just in under the tag. So Hank Greenberg showing that he can play out in the pasture as well as at first base. So Yount in scoring position now. And it brings up Joe Mauer. So Joe Mauer is hitting just 118. You'll look for him to heat up, I'm sure, as the season goes along. No RBI yet for Mauer. The lefty stands in. Lon Warnicki with the wind and the 0-2 delivery. Fastball. This one chopped to second. Hornsby's only play will be to Dave Orr at first. And moving to third on the play is Robin Yount. So 1 away. Cleveland threatening here in the bottom of the first for Albert Bell. See, he comes in now. Bell hitting 500 on the season. 4 runs batted in. A home run. Cleve, baseball fan, here at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. He said it's a Wild Things morning night doubleheader on the Beatles Eternally channel. It is. Absolutely. And I can't remember who Cleveland played today. It wasn't this team. But I'm doing well. Thank you, Robbie, for asking. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The only reason it's a day-night doubleheader, dude, is I had to work. Ken. So, yeah, I don't believe in day-night doubleheaders. That's owner greed there, man. Baseball needs to go back to real doubleheaders, 9 innings each, games separated by a half hour. A day-night doubleheader stuff is crap. All right. Also, Ken saying the Boston Red Sox leading the Yanks in a best of 7. Babe Ruth with 2 homers in 3 games. Pitching has been astounding thus far. Awesome. And Tim was at the real Progressive Field tonight as well. I hope your Indians fared better than my Pirates. We got clobbered tonight, 10-1. Oof. I didn't check. I should check. Hopefully Milwaukee lost, but I don't know. I mean, we had that big skid still holding on. Let's see. Did Milwaukee? What did they do? All right, go Dodgers, beating Milwaukee 6-2. So Milwaukee loses. We stay in first place. If Milwaukee wins, we're tied for first. All right, back to baseball here in the Howie Shanks Bingo League. Okay, so Cleveland wins 2-0. Way to go, Cleveland. All right. Got a root for Cleveland, man. Just 85 miles from Pittsburgh, 85, 86 miles. The only time I won't root for them is when they play the Pirates, Tim. But what a great franchise. All right, here's Albert Bell batting with Yount just 90 feet away. So Cleveland threatening with its first run. Lon Warnicki works from the stretch. The 1-1. And Albert Bell chops this one to Wagner in short. Wagner is going to go for the shore out to Dave Orr at first. So the 6-3 put out, but the run scores. Robin Yount comes in to score, and it's 1-0 Cleveland Wild Things here in the bottom of the first. Ted Klazewski had an absolutely monster game earlier, as stated, and on the season hitting .308 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Big Clue batting with 2 down and the base is clear. Lon Warnicki sets and deals. Ground ball, a little too hopper to Dave Orr at first. He'll take it to the bag unassisted. Side retired, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We've played 1. It's the Wild Things 1 and the Sharks nothing. The Sharks will be sending up Dave Orr to lead it off here. Jimmy Williams is on deck. We'll get a picture of Dave Orr there. And there's Jimmy Williams. So a couple very early baseball players. And Clint Park says, of course the Red Sox lead the Yankees. Did you expect anything different? Welcome in, Clinton. All right, Dave Orr hitting .217. 2 runs batted in for Orr. For Lady Baldwin, no strikeouts, no walks in this game. Each starting pitcher tonight is 0-1. Baldwin count even on Orr. Comebacker to Baldwin. Baldwin fires on to Big Clue at first. So 1 up, 1 down. There's our favorite hot dog vendor making the trip to Cleveland from the Bronx. Third baseman Jimmy Williams now steps in for the Arlington Sharks, hitting .182. He's managed 2 doubles and a triple and 5 runs batted in. Jimmy Williams digs in on the right-hand side. Lady Baldwin has the sign from Joe Mauer. The leg kick and the 1-2 delivery. Jimmy Williams sends this fastball up the middle, base hit. So second hit for the Arlington Sharks in this game. Sharks on a bit of a skid right now. So the Sharks winning their first game, but now on a big losing streak. So hopefully they want to get win number 2 here. So Jimmy Williams, board, has some speed, 14 steals for the season from which he was drafted. And batting in the number 7 slot, acquired from the Cincinnati Reds, is Eric Davis. Davis, a very cold start, just hitting .105. He does have a home run, 4 runs batted in. Jimmy Williams takes his lead at first. Lady Baldwin checks the runner. The 1-2 to Eric Davis. Fastball, base hit into right center, and converging on that, Heavy Johnson and Willie Mays. And Mays gets the ball in quickly. So 2 aboard here. Arlington putting something together here, perhaps in the top of the second. Jimmy Williams at second. Eric Davis at first. And here's Salvador Perez, the catcher, hitting .227, 2 homers, 2 runs batted in. 1-0 Cleveland Wild Things here in the top of the second inning. Mauer sets the target. Lady Baldwin winds and deals the 1-1 to Salvador Perez. And a weak little chopper, and this one will roll foul. The count now 1-2 on Perez. Here's the delivery, and Baldwin with a spin back, trying to catch Jimmy Williams napping as Jackie Robinson shoots in behind him, but Williams not taking the bait. So Baldwin sets and fires the 1-2 to Perez. Perez swings, and this one is gone. A laser shot and a big shot in the arm for the Arlington Sharks. Salvador Perez picks up the 3-run shot. Touch 'em all, Senor Perez. And the Arlington Sharks leading 3-1 now here in the top of the second with 1 out. I'm Clinton Parks, just got done watching Moneyball. Excellent movie. Excellent movie. Ken Castro talking about the Bats set, the Bats roster, said the selection of that set is interesting. It's not the top 25 players they could call together. Rather, some players are in for perhaps overall contributions, fan favorites. Very thoughtful. Nice. Makes it interesting to say the least. Most of the pitchers are dead ball too. Yeah, when I was looking at that roster, the Pirates have at least 1 pitcher on there that should be in the Hall of Fame that isn't. There are no Hall of Fame pitchers on that Pirates staff, so be curious to see as Ken plays that out how the Pittsburgh Pirates do. Right now, though, Ken doing a best of 7 against the greatest rivalry in professional sports, the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. All right, William Fisher from the Federal League. So we have a bunch of leagues represented here. Fisher, pretty good start to the season for him, 286 with a run batted in. So Baldwin touched up for 3 here. Big bomb there by Salvador Perez. As Baldwin deals the 1-1 pitch. And Fisher, to Harper to Yount at short. Yount will go to Klazuski to retire Fisher for out number 2. And we return to the top of the Sharks order and Benny Koff. Benny Koff in here is a National Leaguer, but Benny Koff really a big star of the Federal League, but this is the year that Benny Koff was drafted from. But really, Benny Koff best known for his Federal League play. A very good player, not Hall of Fame, but a very good player. So Benny, 0 for 1 in the game. He grounded to second back in the first. And here is Lady Baldwin's 2-1 delivery to Benny Koff. Fastball. Hopper to second. Jackie Robinson with a quick throw because Koff has speed to retire the side. However, 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. And that was a 3-run shot by Salvador Perez. And we've played 1.5, and it's now the Arlington Sharks 3, the Cleveland Wild Things 1. Cleveland will send up Heavy Johnson to start it here. Then Jackie Robinson and Willie Mays. So both teams with good lineups. In terms of power, though, Cleveland completely shadowing or just overshadowing Arlington. But Arlington, the faster team, more steals. They've got Arlington has some serious base stealers on this team. So speed versus power really in this game. Heavy Johnson of the Negro Leagues steps in. So Heavy hitting 250 on the young season with 3 runs batted in, a run scored, even has a steal. Well, then it might be that if it wasn't 1914 or 1950, then it's not Federal League. 1914 or 1915, Robbie. So that's the only 2 years. So if you did, it's just that Steve might have put the incorrect logo in there for Benny Koff. So I can't check his bio right now, but we can at the end and see what year he was drafted from, because I do not remember. And Aaron Reed back at the park again, absolutely. Oh, nice. So Ken Castro saying next is going to be the Brooklyn and the Giants next. And then the Battle of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. All right. Actually, Robbie, if you downloaded the file, you can check that yourself, too. Also, Big Clue has the whole draft list posted in the Discord. All right, Heavy Johnson waits for the Warnicki delivery. The 2-1 to Heavy. Curveball. This one hit hard to left field, but Hammer and Hank Greenberg, again, showing he can play out there in the cow pasture, makes the catch. So 1 away, and it brings up the great Jackie Robinson. Jackie off to a cold start, hitting just 143, a run batted in for Jackie. Warnicki winds and fires the 3-1 to Robinson. Robinson lays off, and that's a runner that Arlington does not want to see on base. Incredible speed. Robinson can unnerve a pitcher. Robinson with power and can play small ball. And who steps to the plate but the Say Hey kid, Willie Mays. Mays thus far hitting 278, a home run, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Mays also with a stolen base, and that actually happened in the game this morning. And for the life of me, I can't remember who Cleveland was playing. Oh, it was Detroit. The Detroit Wolves, I believe it was. Lon Warnicki checks Robinson at first. And there goes Robinson. The hit and run was on. Willie Mays pops this on the left or the right-hand side, and this one will make the stands. So Cleveland playing some aggressive baseball here. Jackie scampering off first again. Always movement, always movement. You can see those, see films of Jackie and the way he ran the bases. And you can certainly understand how he would unnerve pitchers. All right, so Mays back in the box now. Warnicki with a check of Robinson again. Robinson a good lead at first. Warnicki with the 0-1. There goes Robinson, and Mays liner to Jimmy Williams at third. The throw back, and they double off Jackie Robinson. So side retired. Let's look at that play again. So Williams will go to Dave Orr, and I mean, Jackie was doing everything he could, but doubled up. So big play there for Arlington. We go to the top of the third, and Arlington will send up the number 2, 3, 4 hitters, Hannes Wagner, Rogers Hornsby, and Hammer and Hank Greenberg. Wagner 1 for 1 in the game, singled back in the first. Lady Baldwin deals the 1-2 to the Flying Dutchman. Fly ball to center. Mays backpedaling and makes the catch. Beautiful day here in Cleveland. Little breeze going from right to left, 55 degrees. Rogers Hornsby, nothing for 1. The Rajah fly to left center back in the first. Lady Baldwin has neither walked or struck out a batter. Touched up for a big bomb, though, by Salvador Perez. Baldwin with the 3-1 now to Hornsby, pitching fine. Curveball, this one missing low. So Lady Baldwin giving up the walk, and Hornsby on, and here is Greenberg. Hank nothing for 1, gave it a ride way deep down the left field line, and Albert Bell making a nice catch on the track in the corner for that out. So Hornsby, a little bit of a lead off first. Baldwin with a check of the runner. The 0-1. Curveball to Greenberg. He's going to pop this one up in the infield. And Yount calling for it and making the catch. So 2 away. Hornsby remains at first for Dave Orr. Dave Orr batting in the number 5 slot. Interesting choice for Orr. Batting in the 5th slot with only 7 home runs last season. Orr grounded back to Lady Baldwin. Baldwin sets and fires. The 1-2 to Dave Orr. Hornsby was moving on that, and the hit and run was on. Base hit to left, and Hornsby will make third ahead of the tag, and he is safe. So Arlington showing up to play some baseball today, fans, and Jimmy Williams, the third baseman, singled back in the second. So Lady Baldwin working from the stretch. Hornsby at third, or at second. The 0-2 to Jimmy Williams. Jimmy Williams base hit. He's going to have an RBI as Rogers Hornsby scores on the single to right, and so will Dave Orr. So 2 RBI single for Jimmy Williams, and the Sharks opening it up here now, plating 2 here in the third. It is now 5-1 Arlington over Cleveland. Eric Davis now 1 for 1. Single to right center back in the second. Jimmy Williams has some speed. And again, there's good speed all up and down, or a good part of this lineup. You got 5 speedsters on here. Benny Koff, Hannes Wagner. Orr has some speed, as does Williams. Eric Davis, though, 80 stolen bases. And Davis bringing some power here in this batting in the 7th slot. So it looks like Arlington sort of taking a page from Manchester and its lineup construction. Kind of grouping players into 3, an interesting choice. Jimmy Williams leads off first, 2 away, 2 in for Arlington. Baldwin deals, count even on Eric Davis. Base hit up the middle, and I mean, Davis Solid contact on that ball as Willie Mays gets it back in. And here's Salvador Perez, of course, 3 runs batted in today. Hit that 3-run bomb back in the second to give Arlington, at that time, a 3-1 lead. It's now 5-1. Williams at second, Davis at first. Baldwin has the sign from Joe Mauer, the wind, and the 1-0 pitch. Curveball to Perez. He sends this one, just routine to left this time, and Albert Bell makes the catch to retire the side. However, the Arlington Sharks post 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the Sharks 5, the Wild Things 1. The Wild Things will end up Ken Boyer, Thurman Munson, and Robin Yount. So this is going to be really the first time through this Cleveland Wild Things order. Ken Boyer hitting .235 right now, the run batted in. Lon Warnicki thus far has walked a batter, no strikeouts. Thurman Munson waits on deck. Warnicki winds and fires the 1-2, and fastball in there. Called strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down. Warnicki pitching a 1-hitter, and that 1 hit ended up in a run. So, but that's it. Otherwise, Warnicki working on a nice 1-hitter right now for the Arlington Sharks. Never knew there were any Sharks near Arlington, so I guess something about the Lone Star State I did not know. Clinton Park, sometimes he wants the Red Sox play some sorry-ass National League team. Maybe like the Suck Phillies, says Clinton Parks. Yeah, we can set that up. We can set that up. Put the Red Sox against any National League team you want there, bud. Absolutely. All right, Thurman Munson hitting .278 with a run scored. No RBI for Munson yet. Always like shooting across the bow, says Clinton. And, of course, Phillies being Cousin Ken's favorite modern, that is to say, after 1893 team. So definitely shots fired across the bow. Warnicki deals to Thurman Munson. Munson swinging on the first pitch. Fastball grounded to Wagner, ranging to his left. Fires on to Dave Orr, and some pebbles from the infield arriving in Dave Orr's glove at the same time as the horsehide. So 2 up, 2 down here for Robin Yount. Back at the top of the order now for the Wild Things, and he doubled down the third base line back in the first. That would eventually lead to Cleveland's only run. Joe Mauer waits on deck. Lon Warnicki with the 1-2. Fastball lined to Rogers Hornsby. Side retired, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left after 3. It's Arlington 5, Cleveland 1. Lady Baldwin needs to bear down a bit here and silence these Arlington bats. Arlington scoring 3 in the second and 2 in the third. So William Fisher, the DH, in there now. Fisher grounded out to short his last time up. Ken Castro says, Boston folks still calling their city the city of champions? Question mark, haha. He says, Bruins out. Celtics about to be out, and then the other team playing that other sport, nothing. Red Sox not going over. Red Sox, no, but the only team going anywhere in the American League East this year, cousin, is Tampa Bay. What was it? Was it the other day? They were down 6 runs to the Yankees and came back and won. Tampa Bay is insane this year. Wowza, wowza, wowza. So, pretty shitty fans down there, but what a great baseball club. They should move to Charlotte. Charlotte, North Carolina has been winning a Major League Baseball franchise for eons. Baldwin's 1-0 to Fisher. Fisher, clean base hit to right. Jackie Robinson, this one getting under the webbing of the glove, and I mean a lot of velocity on that ball. So Fisher aboard, and let's look at him in terms of steals. Not very, very fast. And here's Benny Koff. Koff has grounded out twice. Baldwin with the check of the runner. The 1-2. Fastball to Koff, and strike 3 called. So nice pitch by Lady Baldwin. He's picking up his first strikeout. So 1 away, Fisher at first, and here's Hannes Wagner. It's again my favorite player stolen from me, but that's all right. I have his equal in Pop Lloyd, so I still get Hannes Wagner anyhow. And Pop Lloyd doing some damage this year. So Wagner, though, 1 for 2, grounded a single between third and short. But I'm not angry at Robbie because, you know, let's face it, I can play Hannes Wagner in anything I want. So it's all good. And I'm very honored to have Pop Lloyd on my team. The black Hannes Wagner. And actually, when you look at their stats, they are so similar. It's insane. Wagner probably with a little bit more speed. Pop Lloyd maybe a little bit more power, but as far as defense goes and just getting on base, I can see why he was called the black Hannes Wagner. Definitely. Baldwin deals to the Flying Dutchman. 3-1 pitch, and Wagner lines this one into the seats on the third base side. So a fan with a souvenir from one of the greatest ball players of all time. Count full now on Wagner as Baldwin ready to deal. Wagner swings, base hit up the middle. Fisher rounding second, but he will hold there. He's not going to run on the Willie Mays arm. So Fisher at second, Wagner at first. And here's Rogers Hornsby. So Robbie needing to show up to these broadcasts a little bit more often. Seems like his Sharks do better when he's here, even when he can't manage. You know, he's the visiting team. Of course, we haven't seen Todd B anywhere, so I don't know what's going on with him. So basically just letting it go as it goes. All right, Hornsby nothing for 1. He is fly to left center and walked. 2-1, 1 out, 5-1 Sharks lead. Lady Baldwin toes the rubber and the 0-2 to the Raja fastball. And Hornsby with a big cut and a miss. So Hornsby, I think, was aiming somewhere for Painesville, Ohio on that one. And comes up empty, so 2 down, 2 on. For Hammer and Hank Greenberg, he is nothing for 2. Last time up, popped to short. Maurer sets the target. Baldwin with the 1-2. Greenberg swinging a nice fastball. This one high, but not deep enough. Heavy Johnson making the catch on the track. No runs. 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 5-1 Arlington over Cleveland. Cleveland will send up Maurer, Bell, and Klazuski here in the bottom of the 4th. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. We, I believe, are in our day 4 of the Howie Shanks League, but I think this is actually the 7th day of games in the season. As I see that neither MV nor Steve broadcasted today, so we do want to try to keep this going. I'm not sure. I know he talked about, I thought the doctor said something, Ken, about that having Todd B just kind of, you know, work it. There's no surgery, so I don't know if there had been an update since then. You talk about Boston fans and the teams. One thing I've heard about from Major League Baseball players, and of course the Boston Red Sox, the last team to integrate in Major League Baseball, is it wasn't just Ramirez saying it either. Apparently, you wouldn't think in Boston, but there you go. A little bit of racism going on up there. Don't know, I've never been. I'd love to see a game at Fenway Park. It's the oldest park in the majors. I think it'd be amazing to be there. I was at Fenway, or was at Wrigley. Would love to go to one at Fenway, but they may not like my girlfriend. She is, she's half Jamaican, half Cuban, so I guess they would half like her. That's it. They would half like her. anything is to be said there is true. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. But the Boston Red Sox, a great franchise, though. A great franchise. Many, many great players in there. Obviously, we can go up and down the list. And this community full. Tons of Red Sox fans. Warnicki deals the 0-2. Joe Mauer cuts it, comes up empty. So Lon Warnicki picks up his second strikeout. Ken Castro says he was just about to bring it up. Second most racist city in the United States. Reed Howard Bryant for starters. Yeah, it's that was a bit. Well, I think I was still back across the pond when a lot of things were coming out from Ramirez and others, and other major league players about how they were treated in Boston, and it's kind of a little shocker there, actually. I mean, you know, the Irish and Italians didn't get along in Boston, but that was all mob stuff anyhow. I would have to live right in the middle of Boston, being Italian and Irish, or Irish and Italian. All right, Warnicki deals. Oh, Warnicki just absolutely, or Albert Bell clubs this one. This one not only needed a stewardess, it needed mission control from the Johnson Space Center. Solo shot. Let's look at that one again by Albert Bell, and the Wild Things inching closer. It's now 5-2. Watch this shot. I mean, this one just gone. Line drive home run by Albert Bell, taking Lon Warnicki downtown. All right, one out, and here's Ted Kluszewski, who had, again, a great game this morning. He grounded to first his last time up. This will only be the second time through this Cleveland order, actually. Warnicki deals. 3-2. Kluszewski lays off, draws the walk. So this one a bit low and outside, and Kluszewski aboard. No speed there, but here's Heavy Johnson. He flied deep down the left field line. Nice picture of Heavy Johnson over there on the right side of your screen. Lon Warnicki, acquired from the Chicago Northsiders, deals the 1-2 pitch. And Heavy Johnson, strike three called, so nice pitch by Lon Warnicki. And two away, Kluszewski remains at first. Striding to the plate now, one of my heroes and the hero of, I hope, just about every baseball fan out there, Jackie Robinson, walked back in the second. Perez sets, Warnicki deals. 0-1 to Jackie. Jackie Robinson, clean base hit up the middle, so here come the Wild Things. Two aboard, two down. Kluszewski at second, Robinson at first, setting the table for the Say Hey kid, Willie Mays. Swing of the bat, and we have a tie ball game. Mays lined to third, and that's when Jackie was doubled up on first. Warnicki into his motion, and the 0-2 to Willie Mays. Change up, Mays, base hit up the middle. Davis has it. Rounding third is Kluszewski, and they're going to send Kluszewski. And Cleveland plating two here in the fourth, inching ever closer. It's now 5-3. Fourth base hit for Cleveland. And here's Kent Boyer. Third baseman struck out against Lon Warnicki. Warnicki in the game has fan 3, walk 2. This crowd here for the Wild Thing is coming alive here at Progressive. As Warnicki deals the 1-1. And Boyer, chopper up the middle. What a great play by Hannes Wagner. And takes it to the bag himself, to the Keystone sack to retire the runner. Hannes Wagner showing his greatness there today for the Arlington Sharks. However, the damage has been done. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. 4 in the books here at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. And it's the Arlington Sharks 5 and the Cleveland Wild Things 3. Boston could have had Mays and Jackie Robinson, didn't sign. Yeah, I heard about that, about Jackie Robinson. Of course, the Bambino was actually brought on internally as they refused to sign Black and Negro League players. Yep. No, you're not. You're not hijacking anything. This is about. It's talking, man, and you're not. It's history. It is history, and I will say this as a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. While certainly they integrated far sooner than Boston, um, in the 1930s, Cumberland Posey had sent a letter to Pie Traynor, who was managing the Bucks. This was around 1937, 1938, I believe, and or no, it was a little earlier because he was offering Josh Gibson, Satch Paige, whatever. Pie Traynor never answered. Now, the Pirates were still a strong team in the 1930s, but had they taken signed a couple of those Negro League players, the Pirates would have had that precipitous slide. So Pittsburgh guilty too. So you got to give a lot of credit to the Brooklyn Dodgers and then the next year the Cleveland Indians for breaking the color barrier, but the reticence of other teams to do so. Philadelphia not exactly. Philadelphia was especially cruel to Jackie Robinson. Cincinnati, not much better. Cincinnati, of course, right over the bridge there from Kentucky. Kentucky was essentially claimed by the Union. It was, well, let's face it, guys. I mean, the Civil War, as historian Barbara Fields has stated, to this day is still being fought. It's not over. All right, Dave Orr is 1 for 2. Don't worry, cousin. Go ahead and talk. You're not hijacking anything. Christopher Slovic, and I'm glad he's checking in. He says, loving this channel. Thank you, my friend. Branch Rickey wanted to replace the 1942 Phillies with the Negro League All-Stars, and the National League panicked. This is ironic. By all accounts, Robinson showed his skills at the Red Sox tryout in top form, too. It's a shame. It is an absolute shame. And so again, Branch Rickey, my God, what Branch Rickey has done for the game of baseball, and it makes me sad that most baseball fans, you mentioned Branch Rickey, they have no idea who Branch Rickey was, right? Affiliated minor league, signs the first African-American player, and then when he's sent to the Pirates, the first Latino star, Roberto Clemente. I mean, Branch Rickey was just, wow. What a great baseball man he was. No arguing that. Too bad he was against beer, though. Perhaps if he had been a little bit more about that. But Walter O'Malley and, of course, holding the majority share in that. And Rickey packed off to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And if you look at early, one of the things you can tell about early pictures of Ebbets Field is Branch Rickey was around. You didn't see any beer signs. That big Schaefer sign was a big point of contention between O'Malley and Branch Rickey. All right, anyhow, back to game action as Lady Baldwin deals to Dave Orr. The 0-1, 2 hopper to short. Robin Yount with a quick throw, and Dave Orr, we talked about this Arlington team having speed, and Orr gets himself an infield single, and that is the 10th hit for the Arlington Sharks. Christopher Slovic, Chris, I'm so glad you checked in. I know you said for us not to worry, but we're going to worry. You're part of a family. He says from virtual school, Imran Khan is arrested. Absolute craziness everywhere. You be careful, my friend. And we are going to worry, so you keep checking in, all right? Keep checking in. You guys would do the same thing if I was in Northern Ireland. Things aren't crazy there yet, but it's getting tense. So it's good to see her. Yep, as Cousin Ken saying, be safe. Please do. We need you, man. Creators Cup Series, and you're a member of this family. All right, Jimmy Williams, perfect day at the plate. He is 2 for 2, single in the first, and then an RBI single, or a 2 RBI single, I'm sorry, scoring a Rogers Hornsby and Dave Orr back in the third. Orr leads off first. Would love to have Christopher call one of these games tonight. What an amazing broadcast voice he has. And get legends on here and do one as well. That it would be amazing. Throw over or back. Wouldn't mind having Dave Gardner. Dave Gardner usually watches in the background. Wouldn't mind having Dave come on sometime, talk some baseball. Be very, very cool. Here's Baldwin's delivery, the 0-1. Williams bunts this one high in the air, and we're just going to wait for this one. This is one thing they still need to work on. And they nailed Williams, and they also got Orr. They doubled him up. I don't want to do a video replay on that, so we're going to do just a text replay. They do need to fix that. All right, so runner on first, pitch. Williams to bunt, popped up, caught by Boyer, fires to first. So Dave Orr doubled up, so we've seen that now twice in the game. Not by Dave Orr, certainly, but Jackie Robinson doubled up, and now Dave Orr doubled up. So strong defense from these teams. So 2 away for Eric Davis, who is 2 for 2 at the dish. 2 singles for him. Lady Baldwin deals the 1-1 to Eric Davis. Davis swings, foul ball on the third base side. This one is going to get out of play. Ken Boyer giving chase. Christopher says he learned a new skill yesterday. Panicked driving. Oh my God. Yeah, and I mean, but panic driving in much a different way than, man, just please be safe, Christopher. Please be safe. All right, Davis back in the box, the 1-2 delivery. And swing and a miss. And Eric Davis down on strikes. Lady Baldwin picking up strikeout number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Can Lon Warnicki silence now Cleveland? Played a 2 back in the 4th, 1 in the 1st. 5-3 your score. Thurman Munson, Robin Yount, and Joe Mauer due up for the Wild Things. Munson grounded to short. So Cleveland managing 4 hits. The Sharks have 10. Warnicki with the 0-1 delivery. Fastball. This one a little hopper down to first. Dave Orr will wave off Warnicki and take it to the bag himself. 3 unassisted. 1 up, 1 down. Robin Yount. 1 for 2. Doubled in the 1st and lined out to Hornsby back in the 3rd. Warnicki sets and delivers the 1-2 fastball. Chopper to second. Routine play for Hannes Wagner. Sets and fires across to Dave Orr. 6-3 put up and 2 down here. 2 quick outs. So Lon Warnicki looking for the 1-2-3. And here's number 2 hitter in the order, Joe Mauer. He's grounded to second and struck out. Warnicki deals the 0-1 delivery. Mauer swings, and this will not be a 1-2-3 inning. Base hit center field. Eric Davis playing it on the short hop. Gets it back into Wagner. D. Scott Howard showing up here at Progressive Field for this contest in the Howie Shanks League. D. Scott, I can't remember who your team is. As Aaron Reed says, Eric Davis getting some love, of course. Aaron Reed, a big Cincinnati Reds fan, a big clue. And I know we have Dave Little, another Reds fan. So I know we have 3 Cincinnati Reds fans in our little family, at least. Dave Little doesn't stop by that much, but I do consider him family nonetheless. All right, here's Albert Bell. So Bell grounded to short back in the 1st, scoring Robin Yount, and then in the 4th came up and knocked a Tater 375 feet. And that brought Cleveland to within 3 at that time of Arlington. 2 away. Warnicki, let's see how he works to Albert Bell. Ted Krasuski waiting on deck. The 1-0 to Bell. Curveball. Bell grounded to Williams at 3rd. He'll go to Hornsby to retire Mauer and decide. So Warnicki gets out of this one, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5 in the books here at Cleveland. And it's still the Sharks 5 and the Wild Things 3. Salvador Perez will lead it off here. 3 runs batted in for him today, that big 3-run bomb back in the second. Lady Baldwin with 2-0. Perez swings, base hit, left field. Up with it is Albert Bell, gets it into Robin Yount. So Perez aboard. And that brings up now William Fisher. And gotta say, this is somebody I never heard of, but played some part-time ball for the Federal League in 292 at-bats in the Federal League. Don't know which year this was. Hit 329 though with 4 home runs, 4 triples, 50 runs batted in. So imagine what Fisher might have done with more at-bats, but pretty respectable hitter there. I think good choice by manager Robbie Wartburg to DH him. Perez at first, nobody out. Lady Baldwin has struck out 3 in this game and walked 1. Here's the 0-1. Fisher swings, little bunt. And they're going to go to first. Kluszewski fires it on to Yount, covering to get Perez. And Fisher aboard on the fielder's choice. 1 away now for leadoff hitter Benny Kauf. The right fielder has grounded out twice and struck out. Lady Baldwin checks the runner. The 1-2 to Kauf. Kauf swings. Long fly ball to left, but this is going to hang up for Albert Bell, who gets it on the track. Fisher thought about 2. But the stop sign flashed, and with 2 down, here's Hannes Wagner. Good day at the dish for him. He's 2 for 3. Flying Dutchman waits. Lady Baldwin deals the 0-2 to Wagner. Fastball. Oh my. Big cut and a miss by the Flying Dutchman. That's strikeout number 4 for Lady Baldwin. The side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Arlington still leading Cleveland, I should say, 5 to 3. So D. Scott Howard says he's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day, which probably has something to do with your team name. And so I have to look and see who it is. I have no idea. All right. Ted Kluszewski leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th, followed by Heavy Johnson and Jackie Robinson. Again, I really want to thank Todd B for what a brilliant idea this is for a draft league. Kluszewski is grounded first and walked in this game. So for Lon Warnicki, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and trying to keep Cleveland at bay here as Warnicki deals 2-2. Kluszewski sends this deep to right, but making the catch in right field is Benny Kauf. So again, this is a power versus speed contest here. Heavy Johnson, nothing for 2, struck out his last time up. Warnicki leg kicks and fires the 2-1 fastball, and Heavy Johnson fouls this one behind the plate. Count even on him now. Warnicki deals changeup, and Heavy Johnson smacks this to left field for a base hit. So Cleveland picking up its 6th hit of the game. And here comes Jackie. So Robinson has walked and singled in the game. Get another look there at Heavy Johnson. Warnicki with the delivery. Jackie, pitch out, nothing doing. Heavy Johnson not moving a muscle there at first. Johnson has some speed. 15 steals in the season from which he was selected. Lon Warnicki fires it in, the 1-0 to Johnson, or to Jackie Robinson, and it's going to be Williams to Hornsby to Orr for the 5-4-3 double play to end the inning against the pitcher's best friend. 6 in the books here at Progressive Field, and the score remains Sharks 5, Wild Things 3. North Sound, Thank you there, D. Scott. I should have gotten it. I should have gotten it. And do you like to press wildflowers, D. Scott? And all that kind of stuff? Wear high heels and all that? So great news today in a certain civil case. I will just say that. All right. Back to action here. Rogers Hornsby. He's flied out, struck out, and walked. Not necessarily in that order. Lady Baldwin delivers to the Raja now. Hornsby swinging on the first pitch. Base hit to left. That is the 12th base hit now for the Arlington Sharks. And Hornsby aboard for Hank Greenberg. Greenberg with a chance to really add to this 2-run lead. Greenberg, nothing for 3. So, D. Scott Howard informing all and sundry here at Progressive Field that he did have buttered scones for tea. Very nice. Well done. Well done. Buttered scones for tea. Love it. Hornsby into his lead at first. Baldwin checks the runner, the 2-0 to Hammer and Hank. A little spitball, and Greenberg goes extra bases. This one completely clobbered down the left field line. Hornsby started to go home, but they flashed the stop sign. So Bell giving chase, playing the carom off the wall and left. And Arlington in business with nobody out. 2 in scoring position. Hornsby at third, Greenberg at second, and here's Dave Orr, 2 for 3. Infield single last time for Dave Orr. There he is over there, looking a bit, a little bit paunchy there, but Dave Orr having a good day today. Baldwin from the stretch, payoff pitch, and they're going to intentionally walk Dave Orr with first base open and preferring to pitch to Jimmy Williams. Interesting choice here by Cleveland. So intentional walk, bases juiced. Rogers Hornsby at third, Hank Greenberg at second, Dave Orr at first. And here is hot corner man for Arlington, Jimmy Williams. So Williams with a single, a 2 RBI single in the 5th, and then popped out, or in the 3rd, and then popped out in the 5th. Lady Baldwin nowhere to put Williams, and a huge chance here for Arlington to bust this game open. Here is the delivery. Williams swings in the first pitch. This one up the middle. What a play by Robin Yount. And they do. It's the 6-4-3 double play. Hornsby will score on the play. 6-3 Arlington, but it could have been a lot worse. Let's have a look at that play again. So Yount making the nice play to Jackie Robinson. Yount to Robinson to Klazuski. To retire Jimmy Williams, Hornsby scores on the play. It's 6-3 and 2 down. Lady Baldwin working to get out of this one. Eric Davis, 2 for 3. Struck out his last time up. Lady Baldwin towing the rubber, the 1-2 to Eric Davis. Fastball on the way, and Eric Davis not able to catch up to that one. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 7th inning stretch. The Arlington Sharks 6, the Cleveland Wild Things 3. Ba, 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 ba. All right, we are back. Bottom of the 7th here. Good ball game. Sharks looking to get their 2nd win of the season. And here is the Say Hey Kid. So Willie Mays, RBI single back in the 4th to score Ted Klazuski. On deck is Ken Boyer. Warnicki deals the 0-1 to Mays. Swung on. Chopper to Wagner was coming in on that ball. Wagner with a throw to Dave Orr to retire Mays for out number 1. It's a good play there by Williams and Orr making the nice extension to get Mays. And here's Ken Boyer. Ken Boyer grounded to short back in the 4th. Warnicki's 2-1. Boyer lines this one down the left field line, foul. So Boyer turning on that pitch a little too early. That curveball hanging a little bit from Warnicki. Perez sets. Warnicki deals. Count even. Curveball. This one bounced to Orr at first, and he will step on first for out number 2. Thurman Munson now trying to solve Warnicki to no avail thus far. He has grounded out twice. First to short, then to first. Perez sets the target. Warnicki with the 1-2 fastball swung on, and Dave Orr will take this with 3 unassisted to retire the side. We go to the 8th, and it's the Arlington Sharks 6 and the Cleveland Wild Things 3. And Lady Baldwin going pretty strong here. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Salvador Perez, and we'll lead it off here. And William Fisher on deck. Baldwin deals the 0-1 fastball. Perez, chopper to third. What a play by Ken Boyer. Amazing play, full extension, able to get up and still pop a hard peg onto Ted Kluszewski at first to retire Salvador Perez. William Fisher, the DH, 1 for 3. And Dan Bruthers comes in to pinch hit, and Bruthers grounds out 3 unassisted. So if Bruthers stays in the game, we will look at his stats. Well, actually, we can look at him right here. Bruthers hitting .350. So, this is his last season stats, so not his stats for now. All right, so Dan Bruthers grabs some pine, and we're back at the top of the order. Benny Koff, nothing for 4. Lady Baldwin deals. Payoff pitch to Koff. Fly ball down the left field line. Giving chase is Albert Bell. Draws the sights on it and brings it down into the glove. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Your score remains unchanged as the top of the Cleveland order comes up. Robin Yount, Joe Mauer, and Albert Bell. Robin Yount doubled, and he is lined out and grounded out. Warnicki, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Fastball, the 1-2 pitch. Wagner once again ranging to his left. Wagner just incredible out there at shortstop. 1 away. And stepping in on the left-hand side of the box is Joe Mauer. He singled back in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. Warnicki deals. Fastball, first pitch swinging. Hannes Wagner on to Dave Orr for the 6-3 putout. So 2 away for left fielder Albert Bell. Bell with a good game today, including that solo shot back in the 4th. Warnicki delivers the 2-0. And this one clubbed hard to right, and in there with a double is Albert Bell. So here comes Cleveland with a runner in scoring position, and stepping in, the big lefty, Ted Kluszewski, who, again, taking a cue from Jimmy Fox, would cut away the sleeves. Jimmy Fox did the same thing. Kluszewski, of course, a power hitter, not quite as deadly as Jimmy Fox, but still not a hitter I'd want to face. Perez sets, Warnicki deals. The 2-1, curveball to Kluszewski, high fly ball to left, going back on it, Hank Greenberg. Greenberg will make the catch for out number 3, and we go to the 9th. The Sharks leading 6-3. Hannes Wagner, Rogers Hornsby, and Hank Greenberg due up, trying to look at any defensive changes here again, but dark red on dark blue And I do not see any defensive substitutions for Cleveland. Wagner 2 for 4. Lady Baldwin with the 0-1. Wagner swings. Bounding ball to Yount at short. And the toss across to Ted Kluszewski. And that is out number 1. Hornsby's bat largely quiet today. Just 1 for 3. Managed to single back in the 7th against Baldwin. The 0-2 fastball. Hornsby pops this one on the infield. And Boyer and Yount converging. Yount calling for it. So just a little pop fly to short. 2 away. And here's Hammer and Hank Greenberg 1 for 4. Did have a double in the 7th. Baldwin deals the 2-2. Greenberg chopper to short. Yount playing that one deep, up with it, and over to Big Clue. And that ends the Sharks' 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cleveland with 3 chances to try to tie it up. Sharks looking for win number 2. Then we have 2 games that we will auto play right after this one. Heavy Johnson now will lead it off here. Singled back in the 6th. He'll be followed by Jackie Robinson and Willie Mays. So the number 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Wild Things lineup. Warnicki deals the 1-0 fastball, and this one for extra bases, bouncing off the wall. Benikoff giving chase in right field and getting in there. Second base. Interestingly, didn't even see that happening. Ferris Fain. How about that? Forgot he was even picked in this league. Ferris Fain, batting 1,000. So it just happened so quickly. Anyhow, so that brings potential run number 5 to the plate, and Jackie Robinson. Warnicki into his motion, the 1-1. Jackie hits this one up the middle. Rogers Hornsby ranging behind. Warnicki will retire Jackie, and moving to third on the play is Ferris Fain. What can Willie Mays do here with 1 down? Warnicki from the stretch in the 1-2, the Say Hey Kid. Fastball. And that one a big cut and a miss by Willie Mays. 2 outs. And here's Ken Boyer. So the Sharks 1 out away from win number 2. Warnicki deals from the stretch, count even, and that is your game. Ken Boyer looks at a called strike 3, and Arlington holds on to win 6-3. Let's look at our game recap. So Arlington goes to 2 wins, 5 losses now. Cleveland drops to 3 wins, 3 losses for Arlington. 6 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Cleveland Wild Things, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Warnicki gets the win. He goes to 1-1. Baldwin's woes continue. He drops to 0-2. For the victorious Sharks, highlights Salvador Perez, 2 for 4 with a 3-run homer, 3 runs batted in. Dave Orr went 2 for 3. The only real highlight for Cleveland, although Lady Baldwin pitching a decent game, but Warnicki much better game. Of course, you look at the stuff there, the 2 pluses for Warnicki and 1 for Baldwin. But Albert Bell, 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Sadly, no triples in this game. 1 home run, 1 by Albert Bell and 1 by Salvador Perez. Let's have a quick look here at pitching. Lon Warnicki gets the win, as we said. He pitched 9, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 home run, walked 2, struck out 5. And double plus, so bringing some good stuff here today is Warnicki. Lady Baldwin goes to 0-2, 9 innings, 6 runs, all earned, 1 home run, walked 2, struck out 5. Also brought good stuff. Let's look at our miscellaneous and see who gets player of the game. And that would be Salvador Perez. So there we go. Some great plays and all kinds of stuff going on that we've already covered. So Let's auto out these games, and then we will do our recap. So, of course, Mudville's at home. I can't manage them, so because it's at home, even though um, the other it's just doesn't work. So, autoplay. Wish I would have. Manchester defeats Mudville 6-1. So Mudville is going to drop now to looks like 3-4. Unfortunately, Mudville one time in a four-way tie for first. And finally, it's North Island and Jersey. Here we go. This is Koufax and Clarkson. This would be one that's really fun to play, but I am exhausted. And let's look at the box score. Looks like Jersey wins this one. No, North Sound wins this one 7-3. So D. Scott's team goes to 2-3. Jersey falls to 3-2. And for North Sound, for North Sound, Sammy Sosa went 1-for-3 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Frankie Frisch 2-for-4 with a double and a steal. Mr. Cub went 1-for-4 with a triple for Jersey. So Dale Murphy, or is that Danny Murphy? Which Murphy is that? I have no idea which Murphy that is. Anyhow, Murphy went 1-for-3 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. I'm that tired. Ed Delahanty 2-for-5 with a triple. Buster Posey 2-for-4, a triple and a double. Might as well look at the box score and see how badly my poor Mudville team got mangled. Um, that was just ugly all the way around. And Leon Day might have to make some changes. He walked 9, struck out 4. So Leon Day not getting it done. For Manchester, however, Mickey Mantle 1-for-2 with a home run, 2 walks. Tommy Tucker, who's been just playing some great baseball for the Manchester Red Bolts, 3-for-5 with a triple. And Josh Gibson, 2-for-5 with a triple. Nothing going for Mudville. Let us look at our standings now at the end of 16 April. Hawaii maintains sole possession of first place, 4 wins, 1 loss. When does Hawaii play again? They'll be playing Des Moines. Detroit, Des Moines, and Jersey in a 3-way tie for second. They're each 1 game back at 3-2. So Mudville at 3-3. I thought we dropped below, but no. So Mudville tied with Cleveland and Manchester, each at 3-3 and 1.5 back. North Sound, 2 wins, 3 losses, 2 back. Badlands, 2 wins, 4 losses, 2.5 out. And Arlington, 2 wins, 5 losses, 3 games back. So while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and export this and get it ready for either Steve or MV to do a broadcast tomorrow. I don't have to be at work for another 12 hours or something, but I don't think I could do another game, at least of this. There's a lot of more pressure on this one. Nobody's invested in the KCCL, but this one a little different. So export games. And what are we calling this? April 16th. Export April 16. And we got to put this in the Howie Shanks season, or I'll never remember where it is. There we go. Begin export. I've not selected games to export. Duh. Well, that's because I'm in Egypt. Keep forgetting to do that. Yes, yes, and yes. And here we go. All right, this one done, and we'll go up on Discord. Do it right now. Thank you, Robbie. You should be happy. You should be happy. I mean, your team won. Hey, there's Mr. Wrestling 2. Beatles thinking about getting Action PC Baseball. Those player photo baseball cards available for download. Those were made by family member, channel member Steve Tate. I don't know whether Steve Tate has any plans at all on making those widely available. What you might want to do is catch a Steve Tate broadcast. I think you should definitely. Steve has done amazing work, and these are beautiful photos. But these are the pictures themselves aren't Steve's property, but the templates are. So, you want to give Steve a shout out and see. I'm not sure, and I'm loath to give any definitive answer. Anyhow, I haven't seen you around here in a long time. And Christopher says, glad to see a broadcast for a long time. All right. Yeah, they are unbelievable, right? So yeah, absolutely. Leave a comment to Steve, and see what you can get there. Guys, I'm gonna just I'm not well, actually I can drag this over so I can still see. And let's go to the Discord so I can put this up. All right, and let's upload this bad boy. And we can talk a little baseball for a few minutes. Um, where is it? Bah. There it is, the BBX file, April 16. Open. All right, there we go. So keeping it going here. 2 games today. 2 games today. All right. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Got 10 people hanging out. I'm guessing Cousin Ken rolling up a game. Usually, Christopher Soak says usually catches 15 or 20 minutes of broadcast, but now in virtual school, he can run a meeting and have this on the background. Really appreciate it, Christopher. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk for a little bit more. With Cousin Ken being quiet again, I don't think we'll do a KCCL then tonight. But oh, so Aaron's talking about what happens so fast. Baseball for Windows. Baseball for Windows. If that's what if you're talking about that game blazes through games that you're not listening to. If you're talking about this, yeah, it's Action PC plays them quickly. Baseball for Windows, I think, is faster though. The fastest one I've seen though is out of the park baseball. It's like bam, it's instantaneous with a mouse click. It's done. Let's look at some of these photos actually, and I want to look specifically first at Benny Koff for Arlington to see if we can find out when he was drafted, the year he was drafted, as we do this bio stuff. Let's do it right here. Benny Koff. Yeah, 1914. So Robbie, I think that was just an oversight on Steve's part. That should have a Federal League logo on it, but I mean that's really all. So guys, when you mess with Action PC Baseball, what's nice, especially if you're doing mixed players or mixed, teams, different years or whatever, you can see the year that these players are from. And so just by going through each of the rosters, we can see the years that from which these guys were drafted and their original park. All good stuff here. All good stuff. But let's look at a couple of these cards. Hopefully you can see them on your screen. There's Rudy York up there. And Steve, for a number of these, did a number of different photos. I think there's something like 1,300 photos that are done for this league. Some of them were done for Howie Shanks 1.0, which was aborted thanks to the drama of a couple people. But now we're back into it. Who else should we look at? There's Walter. There's a nice picture of Walter Johnson going into his windup, and again showing the American League logo. There's Steve didn't do all of the Hall of Famers, but some of the Hall of Famers he did get done. You'll see the upper left corner, little Hall of Fame insignia. There's Hannes Wagner, of course. Steve forgetting to do that, but Wagner in the inaugural class, along with Johnson in the Hall of Fame. Let's look at Hammer and Hank. Just nice. I mean, these looks like. I mean, Steve did such a great job. These look like baseball cards that you would just open and look, and there they are. Love this other feature. This is new now, pretty much with Action PC Baseball. So I know Mr. Wrestling 2 talking about getting Action PC. I would say get it. And depending upon how much you want to invest in it, this game is extremely rewarding. 10 miles wide, 10 miles deep. Perfect companion product to out of the park baseball. Um, just what it does is absolutely amazing. Love them both. Love them both. But yeah, you're right. His photos are amazing. Let's look at Salvador Perez, who hit that 3-run bomb for Robbie's team tonight. So, and ranking first in home runs in this league. How about that? So this would tell you whether you're doing a season replay or what have you. It will show you where the player ranks in the league in any given category. So pretty nice stuff. Oh yeah, how about it? So I'll tell you what, Mr. Wrestling, I think, in my humble opinion, this edition of Out of the Park, and Out of the Park 24, is the best. I mean, it's incredible this year. They made so many needed fixes, and I don't know how many hours I think I have around. So I don't have 400 in it because I'm playing other games and stuff on the channel, and also devoting some time to MLB The Show. But I put more hours into this already by this time as I did from Out of the Park 23 last year. Let's have a look at some of the players on D. Scott's team while I sit here and have a stogie. So happy to see George Sisler in the league, the great George Sisler. Good picture of him. And what a great player. Let's see. Toad Ramsey, who's doing some amazing work here in the league right now. And this is a guy I almost picked. I wish I had. Um, we already did Sisler. There's Mr. Cub. There's Ernie Banks. But we can also look at game logs. And this is something that I really, really love in Action PC. So you can see how Ernie did in each game. And you can click on any of those games. So let me show you what I did there. Unfortunately, you can't resize this window. But we can see here Ernie Banks, what he did. And again, with the colors that were picked here, kind of hard to see what was done. But let's just pick a game here. So this was a win back in April 16th, which would just be today. We could look at Ernie by clicking on that, and we can see in this game that Banks went 1 for 4 with a triple. Um, so a lot of little hidden gems here. Ernie Banks, of course, just playing in this game. North Sound getting shut out by Mudville 3-0. Wow, who pitched a 6-hitter? Oh, Ellsworth. Yay, cool. I would suggest you get this, depending upon how much. Oh, I can't. Okay, don't miss perfect team. You got Ron Juckett hooked on that. I've never ever messed with perfect team. Never mess with it. For me, I play out of the park baseball as the same way I play Action PC. But I know you get free packs with it and stuff. That'd be something just to look and say, oh, hey, I got this guy or I got that guy. But never mess with it. Never messed with it at all. But you know what? Out of the park wants to make some extra money doing that. I think it's wonderful. Ken Williams, here is somebody I'm so glad to see in the league. In fact, what year? Because I don't think, was this Williams? 1924. So it would have been nice to have seen Ken Williams in 1922. But we'll take him in 1924. I mean, why not? So, again, great photo of a forgotten slugger. Remember that 1922 St. Louis Browns team that finished just a game behind the New York Yankees that year. Here's Turkey Stearns. Great picture of Turkey Stearns. So there you go. Oh, hey, there's Snuffy Sternweiss. Boy, everybody's a big Snuffy Sternweiss fan, right? Sandy Koufax is injured. How about that? He's out with an injury. And we can get those reports, whatever. I suggest you get it, Mr. Wrestling. Um, Now, depending upon how much you want to invest in this game, Dave Cook has a lot of sales. What I've done and others have done that have this game is we've bought all the seasons over a number of years. Um, what MV did though is he just bought them all one go. But I would suggest if you want to get into this game without sinking tons of bucks, pick up the game, pick up what's called the Baseball History Collection. Don't confuse it with Baseball Complete. Those are two different products. Baseball History Collection is brilliant. It's every retired player in baseball going back to 1880. Um, I would say pick up that and then get Steve Tate's 5-year files, and you've got just a crap ton of baseball to play. All right, Clinton, I hope you get better. Get better. But great. The baseball history collection is Mr. Wrestling. It's absolutely massive what you can do with it. But again, if you have the money to plunk down and you want to get baseball complete, that's every season all at one go. But I never had the money all at once to do that, so just did it over. I started playing this game in 2017, and the only season I don't have in this game is 2022. Dave Cook's still charging 25 bucks for that. I'll wait for a sale, just for completion's sake. But I think I have everything that he's put out as far as major leagues and Negro leagues go. I'm not interested in minor league stuff except to go watch it. But the baseball history collection, man, is just absolutely brilliant. And I don't know if I have. Just show you. There it is. The baseball history masters takes a few minutes. So this is roughly it's 19,000 plus players. So everybody's free agents, and how this guy works is it takes a peak slice of a player's career. So the longer he played, the shorter the slice. So you actually get a very accurate representation of the player. Great for fantasy drafting. Our Ned McGreevy League was done in baseball history collection. This league, we're using actual seasons. Um, but this is brilliant. It comes with tons of subsets with it. Um, just to give you a little bit of an idea, I was able to set up. Let me see. Oh, I got rid of the Ned McGreevy League. There's only a little bit left of it. But I'm trying to see if there's a couple of these decade teams. Where is it? These are really neat. If I can find them. I have so much stuff that I have put on here. There we go. Baseball history. Or no, this is yeah. It comes with an all-time great franchise league loaded in. So you can actually get subsets as well. And I think some pretty good picks here, by the way. So just looking at the batters for my Pittsburgh Pirates, um, the usual suspects are there. Good to see Archie Vaughn there, as he should be, and Van Slyke. This is actually a better file, I think, than the all-time greats league that I've been tweaking in Out of the Park 24. If you don't want to go for the baseball history collection, there is baseball's top 160 teams, which is a nice one. But before you go, um, I do want to. You've probably seen these already before, but I want to show you the. So Steve created two files of 90 plus teams each. I'm just going to show you the National League. I have both, of course. They're free. Look at all these teams, man. So this is a slice. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So what Steve's done here is taken like 5 years of a franchise, going all the way back to 1906, and then up to present day, categorized them by, pretty much by, I don't know what it is here, 19-year increments, what have you, until you get into the 2000s. So, I mean, we could do a game right now and play like the 70 to 74 Pirates against the 69 to 73 Mets, and I mean, they're all here. Ballparks are assigned and everything like that. This is really meant to be a draft league as opposed to like playing it as a season. But the possibilities for this, and this is free, and Steve doing all these stats himself, absolutely brilliant. So I do hope you get. I sound like a show for Dave Cook, but the guy is the best in the customer service. Um, Lots of sales, and this game is so immensely deep. Yes, it does actually. It does a very good job at career play. Um, I would say probably out of the park might have a little bit of an edge on it, but it still does a good job. It does do a good job. One of the differences, though, also between this game is, you get a crap ton of baseball if you buy everything, but it doesn't have everything the way Out of the Park has it. But then again, I don't know a lot of people that are playing 1871 baseball. The furthest back this goes is 1880, but come on, from 1880 to 2022, and if you pick up the 2023 projection season, that's just a crazy amount of baseball. And when you start mixing and matching, this thing is so easy to set up. Just setting up like teams, like or setting up like. Let me show you something I did that never really played with, but if I can find it, I think it's like a 1960s thing. And I just assigned 10 managers, AI managers, and let them do a draft. And I was really, really surprised um, to see how well it picked. And I can't find it now. But it has debut stuff. So if you want to get like as part of the baseball history collection, who debuted in the 19, by decade and stuff like that. There's so much here, so much here. Um, but there was one other thing I wanted to show you, and it was those decade teams. Here they are. So I renamed these, but this is like 19th century, then like so Providence, 19th century. I renamed these. So 1900s, 1910s, 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way up to the 2000s. So we just look at the whoever the Detroit team. So this is the 1950s team, and there you've got like Matthews, Aaron, Mantle, Banks, Snyder, Musial, Hodges, Kluszewski, whatever. So there's so much that comes with the baseball history collection that you'd never be bored. You'd never be bored. See, and for me, he says he's getting it sold. He's hoping for a huge sale, but now you're very excited. Man, let me tell you, when you start getting into the reports in this thing, that's what gets fun. And I don't know if you've seen this before. Let me show you something fun here. If you're like, and you're a baseball geek, so you get lost in stats, right? So check this out. If I go up here to reports and I go batter versus pitch or matchup analysis, now you can use this in game, of course, but let's say you're setting up rosters, you're setting up lineups, and you want to see who's going to do who, all right? Who's going to do well against who. So let's just take Danbury. This looks like 1920s. And let's say the home team is going to be Indiana. All right, so this looks like, I think this is 80s. Looks like it. Guerrero, Helton, 80s, 90s, not sure. I guess 90s actually. Now, here's the thing. So if we look over here, and I want to see how Barry Bonds is going to bat against, let's say, Stan Kovaleski. There you go. It gives you those percentages. In game, what's nice is it will adapt situationally. So let's say you're going to your bullpen, or you want to bring in a pinch hitter. Not only see, but let's just go bullpen. So you want to go to your bullpen, and you can check each reliever and see how each hitter's hit percent chances are against any reliever, and you can also anticipate any batter. And I haven't played any games in this. I've just done exhibitions, but it does it using the stats, and then we'll adapt as the season goes along. And of course, you can filter, do all types of things here, and so much here. Pitching. So if I wanted to do how is pitching going to be against Jason Giambi, so we see how Giambi's going to do against all of these pitchers. And Giambi, for instance, would have like a 13.4% strikeout chance against Red Hall of Famer Epirixi. Um, it's brilliant. Red Faber is going to own him at 23%, and I think that this is just brilliant. And then you can, if you're running a league in this, you can do standings on a given day. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Oh my God, right? Talk about having these games available in the afterlife. Man, I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, you watch Steve showing this off. Yeah, and the reports that this generates. If I was doing a league in play right now, oh my God, you can look at like so reports, players, batting, pitching, fielding, blah blah blah, playoff leaders, encyclopedia, game logs for players. You look at team reports. You can do team compare, team versus team game logs, of course, roster analysis, which is really neat. The league reports, it gets really, really, really deep. So depending upon how crazy you want to get. Now, I love both the 3D and the chalkboard for me. So I think the visuals for these games are great in their own right, and both crafted so very well. Um, Can't go wrong, man. You can't go wrong in a good, thriving community here. And the Action PC community is superb, and in the estimation of many, including myself, Dave Cook's customer service is second. And I have a lot of stuff that I bought that I still haven't downloaded yet. So, um, yeah, I'm glad. Welcome in. I mean, believe me, I don't work for him. I think it's him and his son and one other person, and that is it. And they do what, 5 sports, I think. So, Action PC Baseball, beloved, beloved, beloved. So I know who has time, right? Because I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, all right, when I'm done with this, going to shut down and just watch a game on MLB The Show. All right, I will. I'll check out Perfect Team. I've resisted it, but I will definitely check it out, man. Thank you. Robbie says, geez, Ohtani just passed Babe Ruth in the all-time strikeouts list. All right, go Shohei. Do it, do it, do it, man. He's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm guessing Cousin Ken is back there rolling up, so we're not going to worry about a KCCL game, but we will get there. But I will definitely try out Perfect Team. Right now, going down the rabbit hole of MLB The Show. You bet, and good night to you, and hope you come back again. It's been a while since you've been here. So, guys, we're going to close it down. My thanks to Mr. Wrestling, to Robbie Wartburg. Congrats, Robbie. Good game tonight. Aaron Reed, who I'm been able to get Aaron Reed further and further along in baseball for Windows. In our next Monday meeting, I'll teach him how to do postseason. Clinton Parks, which we hope he will feel better. D. Scott Howard, awesome, awesome dude. Cousin Ken Castro. Christopher Slovic. Clee Baseball Fan was in here earlier on. And I think we got everybody. So until there's Dan Burke coming in at the end. He says, love Action PC. Thanks for the game. You're very welcome, Dan. You are very welcome. I'm glad you're an Action PC fan. Brilliant, brilliant baseball game it is. So with that, guys, and so my thanks now to Dan Burke, who jumps in here at the very end of this broadcast. You're welcome, Cousin Ken. Just let me know some night when you're ready for another KCCL league. The 1885 White Stockings, the 1894 Orioles are getting damned impatient. Aaron, we need to talk about that stuff in Discord. So, Legends. Just getting out of work. Sorry you missed it. Legends, it's all good. It's all good. I'm going to be hopping off here in a minute and firing up MLB The Show, and I'm just going to sit back and watch one. Oh, man. Legends, again, I know you're probably getting sick of hearing it, but thank you, thank you, thank you, not only for your channel, but just basically, I know you weren't pushing hard, but sort of nudging me to pick up MLB The Show and disabusing me of the idea that it was just a Twitch game. I'm absolutely over the moon about it. So I have baseball for Windows if I'm doing some other stuff, working on sleight of hand magic or what I can listen to an Ernie game. But if I feel like kicking back and watching a game at 11:41 p.m. and I don't give a damn about West Coast teams, um, I can play some MLB The Show, just watch MLB The Show. I am playing it too, but as far as just watching, thanks, man. Oh yeah, and I haven't even installed 23. I'm playing with 22 and having a blast. And oh yeah, Aaron Reed. So doing how did I didn't break Sandy Koufax? I didn't break Koufax at all. D Scott, D Scott giving me some guff here. By the way, guys, I'm always talking about books. So I just it just arrived yesterday. 900 and I think 50 pages. It's glorious. The Biographical Encyclopedia of Negro League Baseball by James A. Riley. This is I guess the newest edition. Great. It's a hardcover. This thing is in spiffo condition, man. Excellent condition. Um, and it's just a great picture of Satch Paige on the front. Forward by Monty Irvin. Um, if you have any interest at all in Negro League Baseball, pick it up on eBay. I think I picked it up for like $20. And this book is cherry, man. It's cherry. Loving it. The Team by Team Encyclopedia Baseball was a recent acquisition, thanks to D. Scott, of course, for the Fireside Book of Baseball, but rebuilding my baseball library since I had to leave it back home all those years ago. Summer play is set. Oh, you're welcome, cousin. He says, thanks again for encouraging your franchise purchase. Absolutely. No, Aaron, I'll tell you why I'm not going to have more of a blast with 23. Because the stuff that I'm looking for, um, there's more of it on MLB The Show 22. And I'm not using Legends all time. I just found I just picked a random all-time franchise league. And whoever did it did a good job. The players look great, and it's playing nicely. So if 23 can get, I don't know how many modders are going to want to do it. As Legend Sports Universe said, which is stupid on Sony's part, that you can't bring those rosters from 22 into 23. So um, I'll wait. I'll probably end up playing MLB The Show 23 sometime in 2024, 25. I'm having so much fun. I'm sure it looks great. I've seen, some videos of it, but I'll tell you what, MLB The Show 22 is not hard in the eyes. And Legends, it's really funny. MV wants to buy MLB The Show 20 because there's a crap ton of seasons for it, and I'm almost tempted myself, but I think I got enough to play with this one, and someday I'm going to find yours and play with them, not on my channel, though. I will never do yours on my channel, but this random dudes I might, and I'm not going to do it like yours, like a Rookie League. I've told you that before, the Franchise All-Stars League. It's just going to be something fun. So you still have it on the PS4. Yeah, the funny thing is I bought a PS5 for MLB The Show 23, and then Legends remind me that all the stuff that I wanted is in MLB The Show 22. So, 23 was $70, but what the hell? It's baseball. Okay, being nice again. FSBL version 1.1. You know what? I'll write that down. Because what I'll probably do is play this guy's, or watch this guy's season for a while, and that will be his that I'll do on my channel, just occasionally to turn some of these guys on to MLB The Show if they haven't messed with. Of course, they've seen a lot of it on your channel, which is done much better. I just have to remember when I stream it to turn off the walk-off music. Copyright strikes all over the place, right? All right. Anyhow, guys, everybody talking their baseball. Yeah, I bought the show 22 for PS5 and 23 for PS5. I bought this PS5 for the baseball games, those two baseball games. That's it. Um, although Diablo 5 is coming out for this thing, so we'll see. I mean, my PC's pretty powerful, but I think I might want to give it a shot in the PS5. But I don't know. Last thing I've got to do is remember how to stream with voice on PlayStation. So probably for a while you'll hear those two broadcasters. But down the road, down the road. Last thing, excited for Super Mega Baseball 4. Super Mega Baseball 4 actually bringing in some real players now and pretty deep simulation. I hope they're going to finally allow modding. I think, but watch the trailer for it. Even though it's so cartoony, it's really a deep baseball game. It's got virtually everything that MLB The Show has, and it's just a blast. And it's such a loving tribute to the game, and looking forward to that. It's coming out around the same time, however, as Diablo 4. So it's like, how am I going to do this? And keep up with everything else I'm doing, and work, and all that stuff. But it's good, right? We should have every. I mean, if that's the worst problem I have in life is figuring out what baseball to play. It's all good. No, I do have a headset, Aaron. That's what I'm wearing right now. I just forget where the hell it plugs in. I guess it's just on a USB port on PS5. I'll mess around with it because I used to stream No Man's Sky on PlayStation, so I'll figure it out. And if not, tell you what, since I've been teaching you Action PC and Baseball for Windows, you can teach me a bit back on PS5. Deal? So if I can make a recommendation, get a Turtle Beach for your PS5. Those are the best. Plugs right into the front of your computer or front of your controller. Oh yeah, I got my controller sitting here. I wonder, and I don't use batteries, man. I have my controller strictly plugged in. So guess what? I've used up that USB port. So I guess I don't know how that would work because I don't like messing with batteries. So I think that's for vibrators, which I don't use. All right, Aaron, I'd appreciate your help on it, man. Definitely, definitely. All right, my God, we could be here talking baseball all night or games or whatever. So, um, Aaron, we'll get you on this week, either for an out of the park or Howie Shanks. Probably an out of the park. Some night, like when the all-time great Reds are playing, I'll get you on. Make sure that there's a Reds game and get you on. You can gush about the Cincinnati Reds for a while. Does that sound like a deal? Hit you up on the Discord. Oh, well, Aaron Reed, that's because you're posh. You have a docking station. You have a docking station for your PS5 controllers. Those aren't that expensive. All right, I'll have to look. I'll have to look, man. Right now, with working on a print-demand business, and I've designed a site for my girlfriend for her business, and so I really need a high-quality printer right now. So glad those docking stations aren't expensive because I'm investing a lot of money in my own print-on-demand business, her business. Plus, I'm writing a book, which I hope to get done by the end of the year. Maybe Cousin Ken will be kind enough to proofread, edit, whatever. It's not a baseball book, though, but hopefully he'll give it a read through. Anyhow, guys, just about everybody in here has wrenches. Please don't be shy. In fact, I encourage you, please. You have a project you're doing, you want to talk about, you want to just bring up a subject you want to talk about in the chat. That's why you got wrenches. That is why you have wrenches, guys. It's because I trust you, and this is, I'm about people. You know what? Pimp your ride is what they used to say, right? Let people know what you're doing. Um, we're supposed to be a community. Dave Gardner talked about it. I agree with him. And so Robert comes in here. He talks about when his next games are. I like when you guys do that. I like that Ken gives us updates. John DFW has been replaying the 1965 World Series and Out of the Park 24. So that's why you got the wrenches, guys. All right. See you guys around the batting cage. Probably going to be either a Howie Shanks game tomorrow night, but if Steve and MV do Howie Shanks, then I want to go back to Out of the Park 24 and do something maybe 1971 World Series, or if Ken's up to at the KCCL. But there will be some baseball tomorrow night. Until then, guys, see you around the batting cage, and thank you for hanging out with me. See you next time.